So I'm gonna talk a little bit here of something I don't have anything to really show for it. Well, I guess I could share something. So I would imagine that everyone on here saw the photo that Grant Britton found of me skating the fabled animal chin ramp. And so here, look, I have all the formats. I have my original VHS version. I've got the special edition DVD version. And yeah, I even have it on vinyl. I haven't opened this. It's still sealed nice and tight. I bought it at Lose Records though. Yeah. So look at, I have all of it. That's a good thumbnail, right? Anyway, so just in case there's somebody on here that doesn't know about the search for Animal Chin, the big sort of finale was at this big ramp that they had built specifically for the video. And it was actually situated here in beautiful Oceanside, California, down not too far away from where the park, the Prince Park, that exists now. It was kind of, you could really kind of see where it was from the park. But at the time, there wasn't a major thoroughfare there. There was just the airport and some kind of service roads. And this field that, I don't know what it was. Apparently, there was some kind of maybe government thing, but they had this snail farm there. This is what I remember, what I was told. There's a snail farm there. They're doing some kind of creepy X-Files testing, maybe. I don't know. It's probably something, something wholesome like pesticides. So I don't know who found the spot. I don't know who decided that's where they were going to put it. But they found a clearing or a space that they could clear to build this ramp. And I guess they figured, well, nobody's going to care because it's just this field. And they proceeded to clear the land and start to build. And I think while they were making the ramp, the owner of the land, or whoever, landlord, shows up and says, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You can't do that." And of course, no permits, no permission. They just started to build the ramp. Anyway, so they built this ramp kind of in secret for the big finale of the search for Animal Chin. And legend will have it that nobody got to ride the ramp, basically. Because they wanted it to be a secret for the film. It was supposed to be, like Marvel. They don't want anybody to know about it before because they want people to be excited and surprised. And we were when the film came out. But it was a very short window, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So a few days to build it, and a couple of days to film, and then a couple of days to tear it down. So that's really all it was there. And I know people are like, "Oh, they shouldn't let people ride it, blah, 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 blah." But, they were trying to keep it so that it was a big finale. They're trying to keep as few people from seeing it ahead of time, so that when it showed up in the video, it was going to be the greatest thing. And it was, because up until that time, there wasn't anything like it at all. And so I think they pulled it off. But yes, I lived not very far away from there. And I went by there. I had found out where they were building it, so I drove up, kind of stopped in, and they just started to work on it. And saw Lance there, and Lance said, "Hey, can you come by and help?" And that week, a couple of weeks period, my grandmother had flown in from Hawaii, and I was like, "Yes, I can come build." And then I got locked in at home with grandparents. And so I did not get to go help build the ramp. But then I got a call from somebody, I don't know who, somebody let me know that they were starting to film. So I went over there, kind of snuck away, and went over there and snuck in a very short 20-minute session or thereabouts. But a little backstory: there was a contest kind of just prior to that filming at the famous Upland skate park, the Upland Pipeline, and I had fallen and did kind of a hand slap, kind of a fall, and my palm, I want to say it was my right palm. I don't know. But one of my palms was swollen like a grapefruit. It was like this big giant thing. So I couldn't really grab my board. And couldn't really do very much. Somehow, with all that, with my 20 minutes, Grant Britton managed to shoot a perfect picture of me skating the very fabled and mystical animal chin ramp. And so yeah, you'll have to go through. When I edit it down for YouTube, I'll put it in there, put the photo in there. But I'm waiting because at some point when Grant prints some more of his photos, I am going to get one from him. Yes, because yeah, I had no idea whatsoever that there was any evidence of me skating that ramp. So I'm very excited to see it and to have it and to own it. And yeah, at 55, I'll put the photo up in here in front of me, and I'll be okay with it. Yeah, and, 25 years ago, I might have I don't know, that's kind of weird. Now I'm like, I'll take it. So thank you, Grant Britton, for finding that and just kind of giving me a good memory of that very short moment in time. So a couple other things, just tidbits of that day. So you'll notice if you go on my Instagram thing, you find the photo, it looks kind of gray and overcast. I know it's black and white, but it was kind of hazy at that point. And then the sun started to come out, but it was still kind of hazy. And then Stacy says, "Okay, you guys gotta stop." And I don't even know who else. Somebody else was skating. Had to be. I know there's a photo of Chris Black skating there, and I think I see Neil Blender in the background. But I know Grant doesn't have any pictures of them. But they might not have been there the other day. But then he said, "Okay, you guys gotta stop. We have to get to work. And if you guys are really quiet and you stay out of the frame, you stay out of the shots, you can stay here. But you have to be really quiet." We're like, okay. And so we did that. And Grant's there. And we're sitting on the little mini ramp thing while they're kind of like setting up some other shots. And so we're up on the mini ramp portion on the deck, just kind of hanging back, kicking back in the sun. And the guys start, I want to say it started with Stevie and Lance at the spine. So they started to come up and do grinds and look at each other. I wish I had a ramp or picture of the ramp to show you. But anyway, there's a spine and the two ramps come up together. And they started to kind of just goof around because they're killing time waiting for the cameras to get set up. And so Stevie and Lance start doing grinds and looking at each other while they come up out of nowhere, and so they see each other and grind. And they're giggling away. And then Tony gets in on, and they start doing some other stuff where they're all kind of looking at each other, and that's when they started going up and over each other, airs over the grinds, and Mike and Tony doing airs on opposite side of the spines and hitting their tails in midair, which is really cool. And then I think it was Stevie and Lance did them first, inverts on the spine, looking at each other and laughing hysterically, of course, at each other because they're looking at each other upside down. And then that quickly turned into the 4 inverts photo. And of course, Grant, being always ready and right there, caught a number of things, including the very famous 4 inverts thing on the spine. So when you look at that photo of them doing the hand plants together, keep in mind that also was a 15 to 20 minute window before that happened. They just were skating, having fun, and it turned into arguably one of the most important photos in skateboarding history of the bones grade inverts on the spine thing. And Grant, perfect photo, perfect exposure, perfect timing. Everything about it is perfect. Yeah, 15, 20-minute window. I remember they were doing these things. They started doing things, and Stacy and the cameraman, Patrick, I can't remember his last name, were still trying to set up the cameras for the next shot. And I remember Stacy calling out, going, hey, wait, we need to film this stuff. He didn't want to miss any of that. So, he's trying to catch up to them because they're moving fast. And those guys, watching this, Tony, Lance, Stevie, Mike, and Tommy Guerrero ride that thing was utterly humbling, because everything that Stacy asked, they're like, yeah, okay. They started out kind of doing one trick in front of the camera, and Stacy said, hey, we're going to kind of chop this thing together. So when you do a trick and you go out the other side, just kind of make it look like they're going, to do something else. And just like that, they all started throwing these crazy lines together, going in and out of that crazy ramp, just on cue immediately, like they've been riding the ramp for months, and they had ridden it, a day maybe. Yeah, so that's why those guys are who they are, and that's why we all respect them so much, because that's what they could do. Flip of a coin, yes, we can do whatever you want. And that's why they are them and we are not. But we're thankful. So on the opposite side of that, my interaction with Stacy Peralta that day, there's another break in filming, everybody's resting, and Stacy says, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? I'm like, okay. And so he pulls me aside and kind of go away from the ramp. And he says, hey man, if you want to be part of this team, we really need you to help out more. And then he proceeds to scold me for not helping to build the ramp. Yeah, rightfully so. I know I was stuck with Grandma. I should have snuck away another day and helped them build the ramp. I did not. I had it coming. But yeah, you never want to hear that from Stacy Peralta. But hey, sometimes you gotta have it. You gotta get slapped down a little bit, put you in your place. So thank you, Stacy Peralta. Yes, I was bummed, But hey, you know what? That's because he was right. I should have helped. Stacy Peralta, Bentor.